Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, let's talk fan noise. My absolute worst offender, this power inverter. Of course, if I had spent double and purchased a name brand inverter, the noise might not be as bad. But really, this inverter hasn't missed a beat. The only thing that bothers me about it is the noise. So, if I can cure that for about $20, then get ready to take my money. As for the things the inverter has done nicely, well, the internal air path. The fans draw the intake air through the front of the unit, pull it all along these two parallel heat sinks, then exhaust the hot air out the back. Also, the fans claim to be dual ball bearing, which are top notch for longevity, but also have a reputation for slightly higher noise levels. Now, let's run through the three huge shortcomings with this fan setup. Firstly is the fan size. These inverters run two 60mm by 25mm thickness fans, and honestly, they could not have gone any bigger in their current location. The problem here is that smaller fans inherently have to spin at much higher speeds to accomplish the same airflow as a low-speed, large fan. Secondly is the internal fan control. This inverter is programmed to activate the fans at 50 degrees Celsius as reported by this temperature sensor on the heatsink, which is great. Except that they cheaped out, and instead of running a proportional fan speed control, which would run the fans on low temperatures and ramp up the fan speed as the temperatures increase, they went with the basic on-off control. So they're either running at 100% or nothing. Third and final issue here is the fan grille. It's something not many consider, but take a look at Matt Bach's article in Puget Systems. He compares the many different fan grilles and their effect on both noise levels and airflow. This was all conducted with a 120mm fan, so the results are only exacerbated when using fans half that size. Our inverter uses the concentric circles grill, and Matt's study found a 12.7% decibel increase in the concentric circles grill over no grill. He also found the output of the fan on high speed was restricted to only 93% of its full CFM flow rate. The article continues and concludes that the best fan grill by far is the wire grill, which reports only a 1.5% noise increase while retaining 97% airflow. Quick curiosity break. What percentage of the fan does this grill block? Well, using a very rough visual calculation, we can see the rear fan opening is 9,700 pixels. Then subtract the 2,500 pixels for the rear fan motor, as blocking that doesn't matter. And that leaves us with 7,200 pixels worth of potential fan flow in this donut-looking area. And now let's select the actual fan grill the best that we can, and we come up with a staggering 2,900 pixels of coverage. So divide that by the 7,200 pixel potential fan flow, and we can conclude that this fan grill is blocking 40% of the fan. Let's also take a moment to give Renogy a round of applause. Although their fans are still amazingly loud, at least they used the wire fan grill. Anyway, back to me. So knowing that, it would be totally possible to increase your airflow and lower the noise levels in this inverter by simply cutting out the two factory fan grills. However, you would need to completely disassemble the casing to do this safely. Grinding the grills out creates a lot of metal dust, and having that around a circuit board is just a recipe for disaster. So I went a different route. My decision was to upgrade to a much larger fan, one that could move more air and stay whisper quiet. Enter the Arctic Bionics F140, a 12-volt 140mm fan with an impressive airflow of 104 cubic feet per minute. As for the factory fan airflow, well, it's a laughable 35 cubic feet per minute, and with both we're totaling 70 CFM minus the losses from those ridiculous fan grills, of course. So I was sure the inverter would welcome a 160% airflow increase with open arms. If you've kept a keen eye throughout this video, you may have noticed a problem with my plan. Although this is a 12-volt inverter, the fans are in fact 24 volts. I'd spent hours searching online through 24-volt fans, and the only ones I found were either ultra expensive, ultra loud, or they just didn't flow enough air. I eventually gave in and purchased this 24-volt step-down converter, as the 12-volt fan market is just much more accommodating to our project. So I hit the order button and got the ball rolling the next afternoon. The step-down converter was fairly simple. It does have these contact pads that you can bridge with solder on the back. That's how you select your output voltage, and I ultimately chose the adjustable output voltage just in case I ever wanted to lower the fan speed for any reason. So here we are, fully assembled with a huge load running. Let's check it out and wait for the fan to come on. I'd say that's pretty darn impressive. Now, I did have to modify my drawer above the inverter to give a little more space for the fan above, but it wasn't anything major. So there you have it. I hope you found this video informative, and maybe it's inspired you to go silence your inverter yourself. Heck, I'm so in love with this silence, I think I have my next project lined up for me. Let's go ahead and get our solar charge controller going again. Consider subscribing to get notified of that video release. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Stay cool, and I'll see you next time.